Now then, people, it's Joe, All Leeds TV, and it is time for your Leeds versus QPR post-match chat. Before I get into the video, if you can bring yourself to it, please smash a like, please share and subscribe, and please sponsor me for Red January, running every day in January for Mind Charity. As you can tell from the opening, not overly looking forward to this. I'm a bit at a loss as to what to say. It's happening again, isn't it? It's happening again. It's really, really difficult being a Leeds fan right now, not going to lie. You know, we had an 11-point gap. That's now cut down to 4 over Fulham. Huddersfield did us a favour against Bamford, but that's what it's come to, hasn't it? We've come to relying on other teams now. We had an 11-point gap. You know, mentality-wise, it's just not there. I think the KP sending off for me is really... I mean, it was a similar time last season against Forest, I think, but this one, he knew what he was doing, it felt like. It's just not needed. It was a naughty challenge. And is it a symptom of the mood? Is it a symptom of it's getting away from them? And there's that feeling within this same group of players that were here last year. There's not really been an injection into that. Nothing changed. You know, you've had Costa come in. That's about it, really. So it's the same cohort of players going through the same things they did last season. And are they all looking at each other thinking, like we are, it's happening again? How do we get out of this? What are we doing? We're following the same patterns of play and it's not coming off. You know what I mean? And then KP's just seen Jeff Cameron and thought he's getting it. And it's just so naive and so silly. We're now without him for 3 games when ultimately we need him the most. We need to stop this rot and quick. Look, I was confident. You know, I've heard Dan Moylan say it on the Square Ball podcast. He was too. A lot of people are. You know, you can't be hammered for that. That's one thing I will say. When your own fans like to hammer you because we lost, like... I don't know, but I get emotions are running high between us all. It's just really shit at the minute, and I really struggle. Look, I'm not gonna dissect the game, like go through it. I just want to speak about what's on my mind. Look, they were lucky with the goal, weren't they? They were lucky with the goal. Naki Wells, 2 hands. Look, if that's in the Prem, VAR disruns it. But then we all hate VAR. It is what it is. They score a goal. We had opportunities after that fact to at least take a point. And that brings us on to Bamford. He had a chance in the first half where it's, I don't know, like I listened to the Square Ball pod and I think it was Michael Norman and said the one that he took from the halfway line, pot shot, was closer to the goal than the one that he was through on goal with. He's just shot of confidence again. We can't rely on a striker who goes through fits and starts. You can't. Not if you want to get automatic promotion. You cannot rely on a lad going through barren spells and think, oh, well, it's all right because he'll go through 6 games where he'll score. By that time, it could be too late. I like Bamford. I like what he does. Everything up until the finishing is great. But a striker is judged on goals. And the fact that we don't have anyone on the bench, you know, the fact that Bielsa, for whatever reason, and listen, no one's exempt from criticism or question, but Bielsa don't think Edmondson's up to it. Whatever's going on behind the scenes, then I back that. But yeah, you can't be relied on. There's the facts of it. You cannot rely on Patrick Bamford. There, we've said it, right? We all accept that. We must do. You have to. The penalty, I knew he was going to miss. Knew it. I think we all did. And you might call it negative, but I think we knew. You know, I'm sat at work, should be working. I see we get the pen. We've got a pen. I get up out of my seat. We've got a pen. Please, man, please. And he misses it. And it was a shite pen. It was so poor. It was telegraphed. There was no pace on it. It was just poor, and I think, you know, at that point, it's not our day. But it hasn't been our day for quite a few weeks now, hasn't it? And it's really hard for me to say because you guys know I'm positive, man. I try to take the positives out of everything, and my still overriding positive at this moment in time is that it's January. And I think the fact that Bielsa said in his press conference that we didn't have no one like Eddie to bring off the bench is ultimately saying, get me the striker that I want. You listen to what Phil Hayes said, apparently he's been given options. The only one he wants is Shea. The only one he wants is Shea. You know, Phil Hayes spoke about how Shea was ready to knock on Ralph's door and say, look, I want gone. But look, he's a young lad, he's playing his trade in the Prem. Does this opportunity to play in the Prem pass him by if he does that and then he doesn't get the move to Leeds? I don't know, there's loads of different permutations to it, but ultimately Leeds need to put up the cash. Whether or not that's a bloody 3 million loan fee now and 20 million in the summer, just do it. Just do it. Because we can't rely on Patrick Bamford, and we need someone who's ready to get goals in this division. And Shea is that. Shea Adams is that. I mean, he got 3 against us last season, we've seen it. You know what I mean? By all accounts, Sheffield United want him, and they're in the Prem, and they were told, look, if he goes anywhere, it's to Leeds. Phil Hay told us that. So, you know, it shows the quality that Shea possesses. We've got 10 days now. I think come Monday, I'm expecting incomings. I'm expecting movement. Whether or not it's Pervader, the keeper's by the by. He's not needed right now. Look, I looked at that game today, and you know that I'm positive, right? I remember a couple of weeks ago, someone said if we don't, I think it might have been Connor, said if we don't bring any signings, can we go up? And I was like, yeah, we still can. I'm off that now. Give yourself a check, Joe, because to be honest, I look at that today and think we need more. The left-back position's a real worry for me. You know, people say experience there, but you've got Barry Douglas, you've got Alioski, you've got Stuart Dallas. Didn't work today with Stuart Dallas. When I seen Stuart Dallas at left back and Pablo in the centre midfield, it filled me with a lot of positivity. Even more so before the game I thought we'd win. I just seen that and thought, it'll work, and it didn't. That Asai Samuel for QPR was absolutely lethal. I thought he was better than Eze on today's performance. I thought he was class. Jack Clark coming off the bench as well. I thought at one point he's going to fucking score. But look, we know where the issues are. We know where it lies. Everyone does. That's the thing. You know, I had a Birmingham fan contact me. I had an Arsenal fan contact me. And everyone's saying the same thing. Bamford ain't getting you out of this division. And I didn't want to bash Bamford, but we all know the script. You all know the script. And I think the powers that be know the script, so we have to make it work. Pablo hits the post as well from his free kick, which was unlucky. But look, we weren't going to score for a month for Sundays today. Just wasn't a B. And then obviously, KP, for me, I spoke about it earlier, it shows a real sense of that it's getting away amongst the squad for me, for him to make that challenge. It was a bad challenge. It was bad. And now without him for 3 games, does McCalmont come in? Does Stuart Dallas playing there? Does Ben White go in there? Berardi's injured. I don't know. Squad depth just isn't there. But what I don't want to do is just bring in a load of bodies for the sake of bringing them in. Because, we've seen with loans that we took last season, the likes of Baker, Brown, etc., it don't work. Bielsa won't play them. So we'll have to see how this pans out. But we need that striker in, and we need him in quick. We need him in before Millwall, 100%. Because if we don't, we ain't going up. They're the cold hard facts. And that's really, really hard for me to say. Really, really hard for me to say. It's just really hard at the minute, even at work, you're doing it again, it's just frustrating. You understand it, you all go through the same emotions as me as a Leeds fan. People revel in it, is what it is. They will have their day, we will have our day. It's just hard. Look, 1 win in 7 is just not good enough. We need to get bodies in, we need bodies in quick. Millwall and Wigan up next. Real chance to exercise some demons. You have to take maximum points. You have to. Millwall's going to be tough though. Gary Rowett's getting a tune out of them. I think they're just knocking on the door of the top 6 after today. They'll be well up for it as well. Well up for it. So we'll see how that one pans out. But hopefully we'll have something to shout about between now and then. Because if no one comes in, it's just going to go from bad to worse. And like I say, this whole thing that we have at the minute with the likes of Rads or Bielsa, everything good about the club, it'll all count for nothing if January doesn't go well. They're the cold hard facts. It'll count for nothing if January don't go well. It's really hard for me this because, as you know, I try to remain positive at all times, sometimes to detriment to my own fucking mind. But look, today was just not good enough. It hasn't been good enough for a while. We should be putting, but that it all just comes back, and I hate doing it. It all just comes back to taking your opportunities, and the man that isn't doing it is Patrick Bamford. So we need to bring a striker in, and that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's what we have to do, and we need it in early next week, 100%. And then he, I mean, whoever it is starting for me Tuesday, but it's never going to happen, is it? But I think, from what you get from what Bielsa's saying, is that he didn't have anyone to bring on. I know a lot of people say it'll take time to get up to speed, etc. But I think after, even against Sheff Wednesday, I think they're just getting put in. They're getting put in regardless of if they're up to speed. They're getting put in because Bamford wasn't doing it at Sheff Wednesday. No one to bring on. Same again today. It doesn't matter if they're up to speed for me. They're going straight in on that bench and they're getting brought on because he's just devoid of any sort of confidence, and we can't rely on him to go through fits and starts. We need to change it, and we need to change it quick. I'm sort of rambling now, going over the same points. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please sponsor me for Red January. Look out for Oscar's video coming out soon. Connor's going to drown his sorrows, but he'll no doubt have something up tomorrow. And next week we will hopefully be meeting up, and we'll dissect it a little bit more. So look forward to that, and thank you for your support as always, guys. We were on Sky Sports today. That was absolutely unreal. It's the only good thing out of the day. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Try be happy if you can. Think that, you know, we have an opportunity to change it. It's January, so it's all is not lost. There's still a long way to go, and we're in January. So hopefully Orta does what's needed, puts it in front of Bielsa. Bielsa accepts it. We put the cash up, and we go again. But something needs to change because this cohort of players, they need something. They need an injection of something, whether or not that's competition for places or just some new bodies in there to boost them. You know, in training, he looks naughty. Yeah, we need a bit of that. Oh, look, here comes so-and-so off the bench. He'll give us something. Not, you know, I think the bench today have an average age of about 20-year-old. Which tells you all you need to know. But yeah, I don't want to sound too downbeat, so I'll leave it there because I could go on all night. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll leave it there. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds!